Hey everyone, it's David with Streaming Relativity, home of the AstroDNA Observatory. Okay, in today's video, we're going to leave those distant galaxies behind and we're going to turn the 12-inch f4 Newtonian astrograph inward, and we're going to focus on the jewel boxes of the Milky Way galaxy. And of course, I'm talking about open clusters. Now, these open clusters, they are dense populations of stars. They're the remnants of these stellar nurseries, and they are gorgeous to behold. And with that, we're going to explore three targets. I have NGC 7789, which is known as Caroline's Rose Cluster. And then I've got NGC 457, which has some whimsical names about it, including the Dragonfly Cluster, the ET Cluster. I believe it's also called the Owl Cluster. Very cool target. And then we'll finish up with one of my favorite images so far, which is that of the double cluster C14 in Perseus. And these open clusters are often overlooked by amateur astrophotographers. Maybe there's some fear that they're not super interesting, but I have to disagree. In fact, these three astrophotographs are perhaps the best photographs that I've taken, certainly with this Newtonian and perhaps with all of my rigs. And when you see the level of detail, the crystalline structures, the beautiful colors that are all revealed here, I think you'll agree. So with that, let's let these three images take center stage, and hopefully you'll see why open clusters need to be a part of your standard target list. And with that, here are my three best images so far with the f4 Newtonian astrograph. NGC 7789, or Caroline's Rose. It's one of the oldest known open clusters in the Milky Way. It's about 1.2 billion years old. It's got a rich population of over 1,000 aging stars, and it gives it a density and a structure that's very rare for open clusters. It's almost approaching that of a low-mass globular. This was discovered by Caroline Herschel in 1783, and it's 8,000 light years away. Now, the apparent size of this cluster is that of the full moon, so let's call it about 25 arc minutes, but I'm zoomed deeply in so that we can pan through this stellar region and appreciate just how packed the neighborhood is. There are over 5,000 stars in this frame, actually, but many of them are foreground and background. The warmer, the redder, the orange ones, these are the older stars, and they're part of the original cluster. Look at how expansive this thing is. I mean, I just love the arrangements, the various strings of stars, the colors, and just how well this Newtonian performed. And as we zoom out to see the open cluster in its entirety, let's not forget that this thing has been evolving for 1.2 billion years. At one time, it was just a cloud, a dense cloud of nebulosity, and stars formed, and they were very densely spaced initially, perhaps less than a light year apart. Today, as gravitational forces of ejected member stars and tidal forces of the galaxy pulled on others, that density is decreased to something like 3 or 4 light years. And just when you think that you've got the whole picture, there's more. Look at how this region glows. It is a beautiful sight. It is a wonderful DSO. So the next destination is NGC 457, and it's also in the constellation of Cassiopeia, and it is known as the Dragonfly Cluster. And sometimes it gets the nickname the ET Cluster or the Owl Cluster. I can see all three in this asterism. It's a beautiful example of how the human imagination projects itself into the cosmos. Astronomically, NGC 457 is about 7,900 light years away, and it's only 20 million years old. It's a baby when we compare it to Caroline's Rose. You can tell because many of the stars, they're still hot, they're blue, they're massive, they're shining bright in their early stages of life. I mean, I just love how the 12-inch f4 Newtonian performed on this object. This is only 1 hour of data captured with the ASI2400MC Pro camera, and I'm very pleased with the processing. Sharp stars, lovely diffraction spikes, killer image. So there are about 100 or 150 stars in this cluster, and let's get a closer look at the main grouping. And I have to say the telescope did so well. And the processing was good on this as well. You know, there's minimal clipping. Look at the depth, you know, that this image reveals. Just a wonderful, wonderful cluster. The colors, the structure, the symbolism. It's got it all. Yeah, nothing beats a great open cluster like NGC 457. I mean, it is easy to frame, easy to capture, and it produces such a beautiful image. Well, I guess there is one way to beat NGC 457, and that is the crown jewel of the northern sky, the double cluster, which is made up of NGC 869 and NGC 884, and it is located in the constellation Perseus. Now, this pair has been admired since antiquity, with mentions that date back to Hippocrates and Chinese astronomers over 2,000 years ago, and it can actually be seen with the naked eye under dark skies. Look at this. I mean, with a 12-inch Newtonian, we finally get to see some unbelievable structure, star density, lattices. It's crystalline almost, and you know, this was an eye-opener for me. I absolutely adore this photograph. Check out NGC 869. I mean, the lattice work inside of this cluster is amazing to me. It just makes me think of either Christmas or The Matrix. I really don't know, but I have to tell you, it's one of the most profound views of an open cluster that I have ever had. And the beauty just extends to every corner of this frame. I mean, no matter where we look, we see these wonderful stars, bright, colorful, with those great diffraction spikes. I absolutely love this astrophoto, and it looks great not just up close, but when you look at this image in its full glory, full frame, you can't help but be mesmerized. Each of these clusters contains around 300 or 400 stars, and they're both about 7,500 light years away, so it's the closest of the clusters that we toured today, and they are really young, 12 to 13 million years old, and that means that they were likely formed from the same exact cloud of molecular gas. This is such a kinetic view. It just glows, and I am so grateful for this 12-inch Newtonian. It's a wonderful rig. Wow, I hope you guys enjoyed the images as much as I enjoyed capturing them. And these open clusters, they're right here. They're in our backyard, the Milky Way galaxy, and they are striking. They are beautiful, and they're a great challenge for any amateur astronomer, any astrophotographer. So I have to tell you, get out there and capture these images. They're just beautiful. And I will also say that this 12-inch Newtonian f4 Astrograph, it's a killer rig, and it's doing an amazing job with these types of DSOs. And I can't wait for clear skies to come to me so I can get out there and capture new targets and make some more videos. So if you're into astronomy, you're into all things astrophotography, go ahead, subscribe. It doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt a bit, in fact. And the benefit is that you will get notified as soon as a video drops. And with that, I will see everybody on the next video.